the company that revolutionized transportation. Did you know that Tesla was not founded by billionaire Elon Musk, who is undoubtedly the most famous figure behind the company, and that it's been days from declaring bankruptcy? Business, the word. We'll talk about this chapter in the history of technology, about the automotive company that gained more notoriety today. The history of Tesla. It has a recent history compared to that of other companies that have already been portrayed here. Are you curious? So check it out, Tesla's full trajectory below. Hitching the first. Tesla began in 2003 and came to the minds of colleagues Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Also in 1997, they co-founded Nouveau Media, the company that launched one of the first e-readers on the market, Rocket, in 2000. It sold for 187 millions, and they were able to embark on another market, electric cars. Tesla Motors was born in Palo Alto, California. The name is a tribute to scientist Nikola Tesla, revolutionary in concepts involving electric current and power supply, but who did not receive due recognition at the time. Using electricity wasn't certain. The main goal was to have an alternative energy, going from natural gas to hydrogen. Once the source was decided, the second step was to define the target audience well. They not only want to launch cars that were ecologically sustainable, but did have a first-rate and good performance look too. If you were supposed to get into this business, you're supposed to be the best. Tesla starts out of trouble, and the first is the situation of electric cars. By the early of 2000, the industry has destroyed several similar projects of such vehicles, such as the General Motors EV1. The culprits pointed out ranged from public disinterest and difficulty in producing long-lasting batteries to pressure from the rest of the market totally focused on fossil fuels, the savior of the fatherland. The financial part wasn't going well either, and that's where Elon Musk comes in. It is Tesla's first founding of 7.5 million in 2004. He became chairman of the board. At the time, Musk was already respected in the technology market, but he was more seen as a visionary full of money. He was removed from the role of the CEO of PayPal in 2000 and had already founded the rocket and space exploration company SpaceX in 2002. In 2005 and 2006, he made other contributions in investment. In the beginning, Musk couldn't participate in day-to-day operations, but it was by far what gave the most guesses in the design of Tesla's first car. This will generate some frictions that are important in the future. Before debuting in 2006, Tesla spent a lot of time in the lab. They started by borrowing a model that used lithium-ion batteries called T0 from AC Propulsion to serve as a concept guinea pig. It was in this car that Tesla developed the proprietary electronics, engine, and recharging connector system. This is another differentiation of this automaker. Almost everything that is present in Roadster was a technology developed from scratch or adapted by the company itself. This happened for two reasons: not to have to pay patents and licensing to other brands, and because they was never satisfied with the performance of these borrowed technologies. Food on the road, the Roadster. The first model is the Roadster, a sport car that did up 350 kilometers on a charge and goes from 1 to 100 kilometers per hour in just under 4 seconds. It had limited production and was received in a mixed way by the community. Tesla even sued the BBC for defamation because the Top Gear show took heavy on the review, but lost the lawsuit. In 2005, it closed a partnership with Lotus to manufacture the cars. The Israeli Zeev Drari takes over as CEO in 2007 with the mission of getting the Roadster out of the road, and he succeeded. Production begins in March of 2008 and the first cars are delivered in September. Our special Model S. Tesla's second car was announced in June. It's the Model S, which would cost $50,000 in the most basic version. The look would be special, with design by Franz von Holzhausen, one of the designers behind the look of the new Beetle. It is the first sedan made from scratch to be 100% electric, which leaves it with a well-differentiated design and even a trunk at the front. The battery is twice that of the Roadster, and came out in several versions with a top speed of around 250 km/h. It was the first electric model that led car sales in a country, being a success before Norway and then becoming the second best-selling electric in the world. Stones on the way. In October of 2008, Musk took over as CEO and makes even more decisions at the company. But he doesn't have time off. No, because the year would be long and difficult for both him and the company. For starters, the economic crisis hit hard. A quarter of the employees left. The government didn't help they, unlike other automakers, and Musk was sure he would close the doors by the end of the year. He had to choose between saving Tesla or SpaceX, and he got into a frantic pace of negotiations. Almost by Christmas, he closed a saving investment of $40 million. In May of 2009, Tesla undergoes the first safety recall. There were 345 Roadsters that underwent adjustments to the rear wheel bolt system. The problem was in the manufacture of Lotus, and to solve, they sent the technicians home to the consumers. It's also when Tesla records profit. It still manages a partnership with Germany's Daimler and another with Toyota, and secured a loan with the US Department of Energy. What about the original founders? Eberhard was demoted at the company until he was shut down in 2008 and became a shareholder. He sued Musk for defamation and taking credit from him for creating the Roadster. The lawsuit ended in agreement. Today, he takes care of an electricity supplier. Turpin is a consultant in the automotive area and left with his friend, but without so much fighting. The powerful Model X. And the drinks continues with the announcement of the third car, the Model X. It holds 7 people, with seats that can be moved to make room for loads. He walks 300 miles without a power outlet. Tesla's public offering of shares takes place in June of 2010. In the same year, it opens its main plant in Fremont, California. 2 years later, they begin installing charging stations in strategic points of California. These express recharging points already allow you to make trips from one coast to another of the United States just by stopping at them. In June of 2012, the Model S sale begins. In October of the following year, one of the cars caught fire after hitting a metal part of another vehicle. The driver was warned of the fire by the onboard system and was not injured. 6 cases were recorded, though the year some of cars parked charging. In 2013, and again in crisis, Tesla was almost sold to Google for $6 billion. But the deal didn't go ahead. CEOs Larry Page and Sergey Brin are Musk's personal friends and even invested in it at the beginning. Musk desperately needed money and placed employees from all departments in the car sales and delivery industry. New heirs and the Model 3. In 2015, Tesla seems to have left all these problems behind. It's the year the Model X starts to be delivered. The Model S passes the 100,000 units sold and the Powerwall is introduced. This is the set of home batteries that you stick into the wall and use to save energy or as an alternative generator in case of blackout. But the big stars of the year is the autopilot system. He's considered one of the big steps in driving autonomous cars and uses a set of cameras and sensors around the car to take the driver's job. You can take control of directions whenever you want, and constant update makes it smarter. The laws of the section are still debated, and accidents have already happened. So, technology has a lot to evolve. Tesla's latest model, the Model 3, is a 4-door luxury sedan, a simpler and more affordable version of the Model X. Instead of a complex dashboard, the car has a 15-inch screen that makes it even clearer that the autopilot's here to stay. It also considered the most stable and safe of the automakers. Did it work? The wait to receive a Model 3 after the order reached 18 months. Tesla also had a factory, called the Gigafactory, to produce batteries. It is still under construction in Nevada, but already operates partially. Now in 2017, it has already changed its names, taking out Motors and turning Tesla Inc. and incorporated Solar City, which also belongs to Elon Musk. In November of 2017, they presented more news. The first is an autonomous electric truck, the Tesla Semi, which only comes out in 2019. It has a futuristic look, designed to save on battery and 2 navigation panels. The second is the new generation of the Roadster, 1,000 kilometers run in a single charge and cost of $200,000. Promises to be the fastest car in the world when it leaves, but that will only go in 2020. The latter is a power bank that is beautiful, but without the modern USB-C standard and with low capacity. You will understand. Tesla is now one of the largest automakers in the United States and one of the most important in the world. It is already worth more than several class competitors that stopped in time and gave all a gas to electric and autonomous cars, since several companies decided to invest in these sectors not to fall behind. If you like this video and want to see other stars here, leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any video.